If you're going to check out this film, I would strongly advise not buying concessions for this movie unless you got a strong stomach for it, because this movie is a little too much for some people. But let me tell you, this movie was damn freaking great. What is going on, film fans? It is Brad from Let's Be Real Brad, and today in the channel, I want to talk to you guys about the brand new coming-of-age romantic cannibal road film that is called Bones and All. Bones and All is co-produced and directed by Luca Guadagnino, who has made terrific films in the past couple years like Call Me By Your Name and 2018's remake of Suspiria. The film stars Taylor Russell, Timothée Chalamet, and Mark Rylance. The film follows cannibalistic lovers Maren and Lee as they embark on a road trip across America. So going into this film, I had really high expectations for it, as director Luca Guadagnino has been making terrific films in the past couple years, and I feel like he has a great sense of writing and developing characters, and also having this really dark and creepy aspect about his movies. For a lot of people that are checking out his review and not sure if they want to see this movie isn't really about cannibalism. Well, like, it is, but the main focus of this film is about a love story between these two characters and how they're trying to accept each other and love one another in this lonely world. So one of the best aspects about this film has got to be the performances here, as Taylor Russell and Timothée Chalamet are excellent. They have terrific chemistry with one another, as I truly felt like that they were like dating in real life, because they were so good together, and they have a tough challenge, especially with this cannibalistic type of story, but they do such an amazing job with it, and I really feel like they became these characters. Mark Rylance is also great in this movie, which I know sounds like it's a surprise, because like he's great in every movie that I've pretty much seen him in, but this is the type of movie I wouldn't expect Mark Rylance to be in, and he is really damn good. Luca Guadagnino's direction is amazing here, as all the shots are composed in this very beautiful and stylistic way that just feels so grounded and not in a movie-like sense. Like, this movie just feels like a very small independent movie that just has a lot of raw and detailed passion that went into it. And most of the time watching the film, I didn't feel like this was a Hollywood-made movie. Everything felt real, whether they were on the road or they're at these different places. It just felt like they shot on location, and they probably did, but this movie just felt, I don't know, just very realistic and grounded. The cinematography is excellent, as this is one of the most beautiful films I have seen this year, with so many great colors that feel very purposeful, especially with a lot of gray colors, because it's trying to, you know, tell us of what these characters are feeling in the world that they're in. Before I even dive into any other aspect about the movie, I have to talk about the amazing score by Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross. If you don't know who these guys are, they made the incredible scores of The Social Network and Soul and Mank that were all nominated for Academy Awards, and The Social Network and Soul both won for Best Original Score. So these guys kind of know what they're doing, and they prove it once again with a fantastic score here. I'm not going to act like I'm this big music nerd like Anthony Fantano and know everything about why the score is great, and that's something I've been trying to work on. I can just say that I think the score was really good, and I think it played perfectly within the story, and it didn't feel like it was inappropriately used. I also found the screenplay to be fantastic here, as I really enjoyed the characters and the depths that this movie goes to, and there's a lot of twists and turns that felt like it was actually a part of the script and not just thrown in last minute. It seems like it is very accurate to the novel, so if you have read the novel and you're a big fan, I think you're going to really enjoy this adaptation. I also really enjoyed the fact that this movie is really grounded, and it just feels like an independent romantic drama film through most of the movie, and I really enjoyed that. And it felt very reminiscent of Let the Right One In, where the movie isn't just about vampires. And if you haven't seen that film, definitely go check it out. It's really great. Unfortunately, this film does have a few negatives here, and the first one has got to be the pacing, as I did feel this movie is a little too long, being over 2 hours and 10 minutes, especially in the middle of the film, which seems like a problem I have with a lot of mainstream films. Maybe it's just me, who knows? But I did feel that the pacing of this movie, while it is pretty slow, was very enjoyable, and I enjoyed it throughout pretty much the whole film. And the last negative I have with this film has got to be with the third third act, as I really enjoy the events of the third act, and it feels like that's what would have happened if this movie was like 20 minutes longer, as this movie feels like it just jumps out of nowhere to this point of the movie that has a ton of action, and it is a very monumental point of the film. And for you watching it out of context, it's a really great scene. It's very well done. There's tons of tension. It's really well shot. It's really bloody. It's everything that you expect from a third act. But there is a point in the movie where something happens with these characters and they transition into this different part of their lives. And I was really interested to see where this is going, but it feels like something was cut out, maybe by the studios, or maybe was part of the original direction of the film. But it feels like we get this big moment, we get a montage, and then we just jump right into this moment, and it just kind of feels out of nowhere. If you give it maybe like an extra 15, 20 minutes to really develop this and then get to that point, I think this movie would have been basically almost perfect. Overall, Bones and All is a really great romantic horror film that really did everything that I wanted this movie to be, and I wish more movies would take more chances like this and really focus on the characters and the story and the emotion of the film. And I can't wait to rewatch this movie again. It just feels very iconic and very memorable, and I think you guys should go out and pay and watch this film. It deserves it. I'm giving Bones and All an 8 out of 10. Thank you guys so much for checking out my review of Bones and All. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, leave a like, and I think you guys should hit that notification bell as well so you never get to miss a brand new video.